So, LeBron James's 36, I believe, 36th birthday was the other day. And so we're going to have a clip from Undisputed discussing LeBron James's birthday. We know LaShannon Sharp is going to be on here acting a fool. And we also know that Skip Bayless is probably not going to be, let's just say, I'm sure Michael Jordan's going to come up in some way, shape, or form. Somehow he's going to fit it in. Anyway, let's not wasting time. My name is Jeff. Welcome to more reactions. Let's get this going.
So, I wake up out here in Los Angeles every morning at 2 a.m. to get ready for this show.
Let's see what Skip comes up with.
The first thing I do is I look over at my little Maltese Hazel, and she's got one eye open. Like,
I'm trying not to get copyrighted, so I got the audio up but no visual.
My running clothes, and I start.
Let's pretend this is an audio podcast. Follow along.
My computer just to see if there are any late-breaking overnight stories, and to see what is trending on Twitter. And I wasn't quite awake yet, and I saw "Happy Birthday, Goat." And seriously, my first thought was, is it Brady's birthday today? And I said, no. That's August 3rd because that's Ernestine's
So that's
birthday.
the angle.
And then I thought, wait, is it Brady's birthday? No, wait, that's February 17th. And then it hit me like 10 tons of bricks. The cult followers that I call...
Let me say this. That man is amazing. He has an amazing gift to find a way. He found a way to slide in Michael Jordan on LeBron James' birthday. He found a way. He found a way, man. Like, listen, Skip Bayless has a special unique gift of hating.
The blind witnesses were at it again. They had this trending, suggesting once again that LeBron James is better than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That is the single biggest fallacy in the history of sports.
It's not.
I want everybody to let this sink in. LeBron James is 4-6 in the NBA Finals.
He is.
Michael Jordan, once and forever, will always be 6-0 with 6 MVPs in the finals.
Get that.
And I cannot believe that the blind witnesses continue to try to scrub LeBron's legacy clean of all the epic fails that litter his legacy, because they are too numerous to even detail here on this show today. We don't have enough time. Michael Jordan had 0 epic fails on his entire legacy.
That's false. That is so false. Listen, man. I'm 39 years old. I was a teenager during the Jordan. That was my prime years of watching sports, watching during the summer, Sports Center 3 times a day as it came on repeat every hour. Like, we have revisionist history, man. We act like the man never failed before. Like, seriously. Listen, I was old enough to remember the Pistons beating the brakes off of him. Beating him up. I was there for that. It happened. Like, we say 6-0. Like, no doubt, once he got there, he ain't lose. But it took a while to get there. Just saying, like, anyway, let me see what this man got to say. What else he got to say?
But LeBron had an epic meltdown against the Boston Celtics in his last series in Cleveland. His owner accused him of quitting in that series.
He did.
And his camp tried to put out the story that he had to be sedated.
And we all know why.
Locker room problem for games 4, 5, and 6, in which he basically disappeared in that series. Then how about the epic meltdown? The chosen one becomes the frozen one in his first finals with the Miami Heat.
That happened.
2011.
Real life,
games
yes.
4, 5, and 6. Go look at the numbers in those. They stink. And then how about 2013 when Ray Allen saved his legacy after he came completely apart down the stretch in Game 6 in Miami against my San Antonio Spurs, missed the tying 3, and then Ray Allen happened. And how about 2014 when he and his Heat lost the NBA Finals by a record finals margin? And how about Game 1 of 2018 at Oracle when he melted down at the end of the game and pouted and quit in overtime when they should have closed the deal, should have taken the last shot to beat the heavily favored Golden State Warriors? And I could go on and on and on, but here's the point to all this. LeBron James has convinced me. He is simply the greatest self-promoter in sports history.
The man just happened to be born today, and now he's self-promoting.
He is the self-proclaimed king.
Right.
He's a phony goat, yet he has convinced billions of blind witnesses that he's actually better than Jordan,
Dude.
even after they watch.
Listen, man. Listen. Let me say this. Here's how I look at it before we go any further. Because nothing being said is going to change where I'm at with this. You can go either way with who's the greatest of all time, Jordan or LeBron. That is though it comes down to those two. I don't want to hear about Kobe. I don't want to hear about Kareem. I don't want to hear about, I don't want to hear about Bill Russell. I don't want to hear Oscar Robertson. Knock that off, okay? To me, and remember, you tend to build up the people that you watched as a child. When you watch certain athletes or you experience certain things through the eyes of a child, you tend to build those up as bigger and better than what they were, because we have a tendency to do that, build up our childhood, basically, right? So again, I'm Jordan Stan, but I'm honest too at the same time. So the way I see it, Michael Jordan is the more gifted athlete, I'll say. I don't even want to say that, because he's not stronger than LeBron. He's not really faster than LeBron either. He's more, obviously, better scorer. He's more, man, really, okay. Michael Jordan is, he is more, let me say this. Let me back it up a little bit. To me, LeBron James is the more skilled basketball player. Michael Jordan is the more gifted athlete. But it's even hard to say that because, again, I think LeBron's bigger and stronger and faster than Michael Jordan ever was, ever. You can't convince me that Michael Jordan would beat LeBron James in a 40-yard dash. I don't believe that. He clearly isn't as strong as him, because there's a damn near 50-pound weight difference, right? Michael Jordan is more skilled of a scorer. He's more of an assassin mentality. LeBron James is more of a Magic Johnson type who can score like Jordan if he really felt like it, basically. But he doesn't have that animalistic Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan assassin mentality, right? So to me, LeBron is a better basketball. He's the more skilled player. He can play all 5 positions. Say this out loud. Michael Jordan playing point guard for a season. That doesn't even sound right. Like, we as during my time, we I don't want to say we clowned him, but we was like, his handles wasn't really something we wrote home about. LeBron James isn't Allen Iverson or Kyrie Irving as far as handles, but I would say LeBron probably has better handles than Michael Jordan, right? He's a better passer than Jordan. Like,
The Last Dance, which should have convinced everybody once and for all
shouldn't.
that it was over. He's got the greatest publicity machine in the history of sports, and it's called the internet. It's called social media, and nobody has taken more advantage of it, used it better, more successfully, to dupe and deceive the public into believing that he's somehow the GOAT than LeBron
We're
James
just using
has.
our
Way
eyes.
to go. Congratulations. Happy birthday, LeBron.
All the Last Dance did, Skip, was like, it's kind of like a trial. You get up and hear the prosecution. Oh, that Joe guilty. Oh, ain't no way he gonna get off on this. And then when you hear the defense, guess what, Skip? Oh, ain't no way he going to jail.
Right.
That's all the Last Dance did. Wherever court, whatever side you was already
That's where you're gonna be.
on, you did not move.
Right.
And that's okay. But all I'm saying is, my guy, happy birthday, Go James. Happy 36. Nobody has done it better. Nobody has done it better longer at this age.
Longer.
Than you have. Skip, at 36, he's in year 18. Do you realize that Michael Jordan was in his second retirement at age 36, citing physical and mental burnout? Do you realize that? That's what he's saying.
All facts.
Now, if it's a lie, he told it.
Not physical, mental.
He said physical and mental burnout, Skip.
Let's talk about that, because he didn't want to say physical. He said mental. Skip didn't want to say physical. He wanted to say mental. So let's talk about the mental fatigue. Michael Jordan was the most protected athlete in the history of sports from the standpoint of the media. The most protected ever. We let him get away with not talking to the media during entire playoff runs, and we was cool with that because it's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never experienced Twitter outside of the crying mean face. And that got to him, as you heard at the Kobe Memorial. Michael Jordan never dealt with the stuff that LeBron James was birthed into, which is social media, which is 24-hour sports news cycle, around the horn, first take, PTI, all the talk radio shows that come on Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. all the way to midnight, like going all the way through. Every single show leads with LeBron James if LeBron James plays the night before or the night of. Twitter. People actually tweeting and having direct contact with LeBron James every single night. LeBron James played in the most hostile, felt damn near dangerous environment on American soil. I ain't talking about overseas. They crazy over there. Like they wild over there, right? But on American soil, that night he went back to Cleveland the first time when he joined the Heat. Listen, man, I had my college roommates are from Cleveland. They said the shit felt dangerous. It felt dangerous. Like the closest thing I can equate to that was Gucci Mane versus Jeezy versus. Like that uneasiness feeling that you had while watching it. The last time I felt like that was LeBron James going back to Cleveland. Like, all right, is everybody in positions from a security standpoint? Because this shit's wild. Like people, like it felt dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? Michael Jordan never experienced that. Ever. He never had to. Now, you can say, well, he never left. He stayed, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. I get that. But what I'm saying, my point is, the man faced it. LeBron James did everything that we asked him to. We watched him fail. He was like, you have to overcome this. And he did. He went back to Cleveland, won a chip against the greatest regular season team of all time. I know, Draymond, I know, kicking the nuts, I know, I get that. But still, they get that game 7, again, he's afraid to go into the free throw line. To me, LeBron James' greatest play was a missed dunk. He went for the game winner in game 7 with, I don't know how many seconds left or how much time was left. Not a lot. He went in he tried to dunk a world championship in the clutch, took the hardest of fouls. He missed the dunk, went to the free throw line, made a free throw, and all was written. But we say he's afraid of the free throw line. He's afraid of the moment. He's taking jump shots. That's all we heard all his career. Well, in that moment, Cleveland's first attempt at a world like a legit, like this is it right here. That man went in for the dunk. Go back and look at that play. It's not talked about enough. And the block gets all the credit. But to me, which is also an all-time play, Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? The man had to do, like, whatever happened that night, he knew in the back of his head, all right, I'm going to face Twitter and Skip Bayless the next day. Michael Jordan got upset when Peter Vesey would get, weekly or every other week access to the media or have a wide access as far as from an audience standpoint. Skip Bayless is on here every single day. Like, come on, man. He didn't go through the same thing. Tiger Woods is the perfect example. Tiger Woods was born in the Jordan era and bridged into the LeBron era. He was the bridge of social media and Twitter and not being protected by the media. Because when everything happened on Thanksgiving that night, Tiger Woods was like, wait, whoa, what's happening? Y'all flipped the script on me. Like, why, wait a minute, y'all, I'm him. We on the same level, me and Jordan. And they was, like, make no mistake about it. At the time. He didn't get that protection that Michael Jordan got, though, did he? This nation turned on that man. We know why. But the fact is, it happened. And he was the first one to feel that social media, what's the phrase I want to use? Lost my train of thought. He was the first one to feel that social media wave, basically. That was new. It was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan had to go. He didn't have to go through that. And Michael Jordan, as we saw from The Last Dance, which he wrote and, but approved, Michael Jordan got away with a lot. If Michael Jordan was around during the social media era with all the camera phones, we would have seen a lot. They won't even admit that the man got suspended the year that he retired the first time. Come on, man, stop.
Now, first of all, LeBron
got me rambling.
His 13th NBA season, which he was first team All NBA. Did you know Jordan had 10? So what happened those other years? He played 15 years. So what happened those other 5 years of the NBA? Did he not? Was he not playing?
He got forced out for 2 years.
Okay.
He had to take a forced sabbatical. That cost
suspended
championships that would have been 8 straight.
Ain't no guarantee.
Are you kidding me?
Ain't no guarantee.
That guy is a guarantee. He's money in the bank.
They would have beat Houston.
A lot of people I believe that he probably should have won his 5th MVP. He didn't give Giannis credit. His 10th final appearance in 17 seasons. Jordan only played 15 seasons. He went 6-5. The greatest thing that Michael Jordan has ever done is that he got knocked out before he got to the finals, so he has no blemishes on his resume.
That don't even make sense.
In other words, people have convinced themselves it is better to lose in the first round, get swept in the first round, than make it to the NBA finals and lose, because that's what Michael did. Swept. 3 first-round appearances early in his career, got up out of there. My guy has never, ever tasted what it's like to go 1-2-3 Cancun after the first round of the playoffs. Your guy knows what it's like 3 times.
Yeah, but your guy knows what it's like in the finals to get swept.
How is that worse? I'm
glad you brought up the finals. Did you know it? I only went back 20 years. In the last 20 years, there have been 4 teams that had 4 all-star games, all-star players on their roster at a given time. Did you know LeBron James beat 3 of them? He beat the 2011 Celtics, I think if I'm not mistaken, the 14 Hawks and the Pistons. The one that he lost to was the 18 Warriors. Jordan never beat that. Jordan never beat a team that had 3 NBA Hall of Famers on the team, Skip Bayless. Yeah, did he beat the Pistons? I give him that, but not in the finals. Not the finals. That's what my guy had to go up against. Tim Duncan. Now, I want to know if Tim Duncan's going. Oh, as a matter of fact, he's going in this year. So Tim Duncan's going to the finals. Kawhi's going to the final. Tony Parker's going to the
Hall of
finals.
Fame, you mean?
The finals. And Manu is going to the NBA Hall of
You have
Fame.
consistently told me on this show that those Spurs teams were way overrated. They were impossible to watch. They're eating.
No different than the Pistons.
No. I did not say
that Jordan got through.
I said they are broccoli. They are boring. I didn't say they weren't any good. They were great. You don't win like they won. And just the fact that, Skip, each year, in order for them to get to where they needed to be, they had to beat Shaq and Kobe. So in order for Shaq and them to get to where they needed to be, they had to beat Tim Duncan. So no, I never said they weren't any good. I just said they were boring to watch, and rightfully so. What about
Which means nothing.
Is Ray Allen going to the Hall of Fame? What about Garnett? I think Garnett's up this year. What about Paul Pierce?
He's in.
You say Rondo's going to the Hall of Fame now.
Rondo might be a Hall of Famer too.
And leading the league in assists for 4 times. So that's 4 Hall of Famers that he had to go up against.
LeBron quit against him?
And LeBron beat him. LeBron beat him. 2011 got him.
And they were not a prime either.
2012 got him up out of there.
Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and a cast of thousands of role players who all came up huge in the finals.
You see what you did?
What?
Now, when role players do their job for Michael Jordan, that's what they're...
The man literally had Kerr and Paxson. Okay. All right.
Supposed to do. When Steve Kerr hit a shot, when John Paxson hit a shot, when Rodman get those rebounds, that's what they're supposed to do. But if that, God forbid...
The man flew to Vegas to beg Rodman to come. He said, hey, Rodman, man, you want a vacation during the season? Come on, man. Stop.
What their role is to do. Oh, my goodness, they saved this bacon.
You remember LeBron's first ring in 2012? Do you remember Shane Battier in Oklahoma City in Game
The man literally went and begged Rodman to come back.
Blown out in Game 1?
I just want to know.
In Vegas.
Mario Chalmers back in Miami? Do you remember Mike Miller in the closeout?
This man just said Mike Miller and
all right. Let's just say I'm football and I'm on a team and I'm a wide receiver.
Did he say Chalmers too?
Am I not supposed to catch it? Sure, I'm supposed to catch it, right?
Yeah, but you don't initiate that. They all initiated that they took over games. Mario Chalmers took over the entire fourth quarter.
I'm asleep, man. All right, bro.
In Miami, go back. It's the Mario
This nigga just said Mario Chalmers.
25 points in the game?
Go back and look at a guy in the playoff that's led the team.
Did you just say Mario Chalmers?
All right, if you take the next 3-4 guys, combine them, they don't equal LeBron James. Skip, nobody has had the responsibility scoring.
I'm not even a LeBron stan. I am not.
Like LeBron James.
I'm just honest.
If you hell bent on staying in that corner, saying Jordan is the GOAT, Skip, I can't pull you out. Believe you there. But it's my guy's birthday. It's his moment, and nobody has been able to play this good for this long.
Nobody. Y'all gotta learn to appreciate this, man.
Nobody's ever had a year 17, but by then, Michael Jordan was done.
Why was he done?
Because he quit on principle because Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf in Chicago, the GM and owner of the Chicago Bulls, said,
so he pouted.
Phil Jackson, you're out.
Hold on, just a second.
Pouting.
What is it?
Principle. He said, you fire that coach. You run him out of here.
He had the greatest coach of all time.
Because I am death till I part.
So let me just see. So you see what you did? All you did, now he got upset and pouted, said, I'm taking my basketball shoes and I'm going home if you don't bring my coach back. So that's not pouting. That's principle. You saying LeBron James not sitting in J.R. Smith's lap during the timeout, he's pouting.
Well, he pouted after he turned down the last shot with Steph Curry switched on to him. After he had scored 48 points, much of them from outside the paint. Hottest hand I'd ever seen him have.
By the way, nobody talks about that game 1 against the Warriors. That dude, like, I was watching that in amazement. Like, I've never seen basketball play like this before. In a loss. Like, y'all don't appreciate this, man. Like, listen, y'all gotta appreciate LeBron James, man. I'm not even LeBron stan. I promise you I'm not. I am not. I will point out flaws. But I'm not. All right,
man. In any playoff game in his career, and he turns down a 17-foot jump shot, do or die, sink or swim, because you're down 1. It's going to be in or out. Yeah. And he turned it down to pass to George Hill,
who's an 80.
It was a good basketball play, bro.
In the NBA, he's an 80%, a career 80% free throw shooter. And what have we seen? Look at Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder made all the threes that he took, basically, in Boston. He made all the threes that he took in Miami. Look at what he did last night. He got with LeBron James and he couldn't throw it in the ocean from the boat. In the middle of the ocean.
Well, that's on LeBron. He couldn't raise his game. I don't know.
Now you're trolling.
No, Skip. Look at Wes Matthews. Wes Matthews played so great in Portland, parlayed that into a big, massive contract, played well in Dallas. Now he can't even buy a bucket. And that's what the expectations is when you play with the GOAT, Skip. The eyes get bigger, palms get sweaty, get tighter. But Skip, no, this is a man's birthday. The man 13-time first team All-NBA. Nobody can touch that. He's gonna be
13 times for
40, 10, and 10. 40,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists, and he gonna get another chip this year.
And Michael Jordan won 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1.
Skip, that ain't what we
Game.
do.
Bruh,
Skip,
it ain't-
that is Skip.
It ain't about scoring.
We don't try to score. Everybody, think about it. All the people that you say the greatest scorer, LeBron is right there with him. Be it Jerry West, be it
He doesn't try to score.
he does Skip. That's Skip.
But
He-
now he's
he's a-
hell-bent to try to pass
No,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Yeah.
for most points ever scored in the NBA.
Skip. He's a reluctant scorer.
Oh.
He tries to get everybody else involved. That's why
Well, he's
Skip.
not reluctant when they're up 20 in the fourth quarter and he's still pouring it on.
So did Jordan take off? See, hold on. Now, if he comes out, he doesn't have the killer instinct that Kobe and Jordan.
I'm
He
glad
stays.
you brought that up.
In the game.
Because all we heard during the time The Last Dance aired on ESPN was voice after voice from LeBron's past saying, well, the big difference was Michael was he was an assassin. He had that killer will, and LeBron just
care
doesn't
about-
have
dude.
that. We've had Mike Malone, head coach.
He's not more skilled.
Now, longtime assistant with LeBron in Cleveland in his first go around in Cleveland, and he just basically summed it up that killer, not a killer.
Skip.
Okay.
But here's the thing. The misconception is that people think the black mamba is the most venomous snake on the earth. It is not even top 5. You got the common brown in Australia, you got the taipan. There are several other snakes that are not as aggressive, that are more venomous. Because LeBron don't go out there snarling and elbowing people, that doesn't mean he's not just as deadly, if not more deadly.
He's a common variety garden snake.
He don't be no garden snake and be 4 for 4. He 4 for 4. Only one other man can say that. That's Jordan. Give him that. We coming.
What do you mean 4 for 4?
4 finals, 4 MVPs.
What?
He got 4 finals. He got 4 finals MVPs.
What's this?
Skip, that's what Skip. I just said. I just acknowledged that only Jordan can say that.
Oh.
But we coming. But what he can't say, he had the longevity and the production over the long haul that we Skip. Remember now, he was out of the league. He took a break. Think about it. He took a break in his prime because of physical and mental. That's what he said the last day. Now, if anything is misquoted, you can't misquote somebody their own documentary. Because that's what he said. He said he started to grind on it. Everybody all up in his business. So can you imagine if everybody was those little media people was in this business?
Yeah.
What would social media be like when camera phones everywhere?
Speaking of social media, I'm glad you brought that back up because just a couple of days back, I saw something that LeBron posted that really offended me.
Oh,
Truly
you get
offended me.
offended about everything.
See this for
What do you say?
a moment, please? He posted this feeling like Mike.
No, he said feel like Mike Jack.
No, Mike. There's got to be a period in there.
No, Skip, no. He talking
There's
about
no Mike Jack.
Yeah,
It's that Jack Sigma.
Mike Jackson.
Oh, okay.
That's the footwork he's talking about.
Oh.
That's the poetry.
Hey, Skip, go find something.
On cruise control, the kid from Akron, hashtag King Me,
Clouded.
says LeBron James, as he shows himself shooting a fadeaway on one of the worst defenders, if not the single worst defender in the entire league, Luka Doncic, after a game last year at Dallas, won by Danny Green.
Luka Doncic might win MVP. Sorry, I got knocking the table. The man might win MVP.
You don't win the game just because you get the overtime.
And what did my man Kyle Kuzma say after the game? We just passed the ball to whoever Luka was guarding.
Yes.
And he had the audacity to post a fadeaway jumper over Luka Doncic, who, by the way, Rick Carlisle called out publicly. We're going to talk about it later in the show. But he called him out publicly yesterday and basically said he's just not in condition. And you have to dedicate yourself year-round to
Listen, that's a whole nother conversation. These dudes, they should. The season started too soon.
And is in poor condition. Second.
They need a longer break, man.
What about the one that he hit on Jaylen Brown? He hit that very shot on Jaylen Brown last year in March. You remember that, Skip?
Yeah.
He hit that same shot on Jaylen Brown. So what are you going to say about Jaylen Brown? Was he not in shape? Is he not any good? Is he not a good defender? Mike Jack, 83 Motown Award.
Hey.
Back it up. That's the footwork he talking about.
A big old period.
That's the footwork he talking about.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay. Well, trust me on this. That he will never ever duplicate what that man did from mid-range with fadeaways over the last 5 or 6 years of his career.
Okay.
He perfected
Jordan didn't
that shot
duplicate
that Michael
the skyhook from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I've never seen
We still call him
someone
better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's a move that is akin to the skyhook of Kareem, where you just can't stop it. He's going to fade away on you, and nobody can block it, and nobody can even get.
What's your
a hand
point?
on it.
Skip, what you try to do.
What's your point?
You say because nobody can replicate it. There's a place in our society, not only for Albert Einstein, but also for Steve Jobs. They all serve their roles. Now, we get to determine, now we're going to debate who meant more to society. But in this case right here, I'm in Go James corner. Now leave me alone. I ain't bothering you. I'm not trying to talk you off no ledge. You with Jordan. There's nothing you told me that Jordan would respond. Jordan responds to criticism. You say Jordan doesn't hold grudges. Jordan holds grudges.
No, he holds grudges.
Yeah. But everybody else tell Isaiah to get over it.
Right. Right.
He don't got over nothing.
Good for him. That's what drove him. Does LeBron have any grudges that he holds?
I'll tell you what. When did he go get back at Larry Bird? For cutting his butt. Sweeping him. When did he go get back at Bird? And why did he wait till the bad boy Pistons get old before he took them down?
Michael Jordan hung 63
In a
on
loss.
company in game 1 at
They lost.
63. And what did Larry Bird say after the game?
I don't care. He's very humble when he whooped his ass.
He hung 63. Called an L. Now, normally you say 63 doesn't mean anything. I mean, I remember when Devin Booker had 70, and all the Celtics talking about he over there celebrating 70 when he caught that L. Nobody has gotten more credit for losses
Then Michael Jordan. Facts.
Because, granted, he was spectacular, but at the end of the day, he lost. Skip, what good is Tom Brady's 505 if he lost the Super Bowl? You bring it up every time. He threw for the most yards in playoff history. Merger, pre-merger, post-merger, it doesn't matter the merger. But what did it accomplish? He lost.
That year, Jordan's team was way worse than any of LeBron's Cleveland teams. You know it.
How you gonna be worse when you got to go?
Sub 500.
So how you make the playoffs sub 500?
Broke his leg and was out for like 6 weeks at the end of the year, and came straight back in and said, "No, I'm not going to wait until next year."
It doesn't matter. He lost. It did great for shoe sales. It did great for shoe sales.
I'm going to play.
Jordan won. I
think
he would have won in that
game.
game.
Comes out and hangs 63
I gotta look at the tape.
Celtics in their house. That's off the charts.
I'm not looking at the tape. Comment down below if he had the Chicago's on that game. 'Cause I don't remember.
His leg broke in '84 when he got swept. When we won one game from Milwaukee. Can you name one person on Milwaukee? I mean, I followed Milwaukee back then, so I know who they were. I know Sidney Moncrief and Junior Bridgman. I know all those guys. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brian Willis, Bob Lanier. Yeah.
Dude,
Don Nelson, if I'm not mistaken, Don Nelson was the coach.
He was.
So I get it. So I see, when people try to tell me stuff, I don't need the internet. Because Shannon was in his school.
Skip me on me weak.
Broke that. He had broke feelings. He had a broken heart because they got him up out of there. Got him up out of there.
That guy needs the internet. That guy has been made by the internet.
Don't do that, Skip.
And again, it's like a cult following of blind witnesses who will do it.
I explained how the internet
necessary to scrub his record and to protect his legacy.
No, we're just using our eyes, Skip.
And it works.
Yeah.
We're just using our eyes, man.
Is the finals. Michael Jordan won 6 finals in 15 years. What did he do the other 9 years? Did they not play the finals? Skip, I'm not trying to I don't make any excuses. Jordan was, once he got there, he's unblemished. But my question is, what did he do in the 9 years that he didn't make the finals? That's what you try to scrub.
Once he broke through.
I don't hear that breakthrough stuff. I don't want to hear that breakthrough stuff.
Well, I'm scrubbing the last 2 years of his
I don't do that, no.
ceremonial.
Let me ask you a question.
He did it on a lot.
But that's what you told me. That's what everybody said LeBron was coming to LA for.
Facts.
That first year, you don't think that was ceremonial?
That man won a chip. Now,
Okay, LeBron first year, he didn't do well. He pulled his groin and he didn't do well. Okay, what about Jordan's second year?
Second year in Washington?
Yes.
He was 40 years old.
What who got
Okay, who cares?
Who cares?
Playing for fun.
For fun?
The guy that, hold on. The guy that took everything serious.
Everything.
Pool serious.
Everything. We saw in the document. We saw in The Last Dance. Guy played quarters. Hold on. Get the... Lost to the security guard. Mad as hell.
He was seriously smoking cigars at that point.
My guy smokes cigars.
And I'm afraid for him.
And my guy
I think he's on that MJ late career path.
No, he ain't. Ain't not even close. Not even close, Skip Bayless, so you know it. You can tell a lot. Skip, look at MJ. Now, MJ was was the elite of the elites. Look at my guy. When my guy get 40, when my guy get Mike age, he gonna be slim and trim.
You know, Jordan was sculpted and LeBron's a little rounded. A little roundish?
Michael Jordan weighed 205 pounds. LeBron is 260.
Yep. 6'9" versus 6'6", and I'll take 6'6" all day. And
give me that freight train, because my guy's still playing at a high level at this age. Your guy was at home.
All I wish is that
he was at home.
It would be miraculous if we could have a time machine that could give us that guy against that guy one-on-one in their prime.
Bully ball.
It would be over.
Bully ball.
Yeah, you know what?
Back it down, bro.
Jordan would bully LeBron
Don't do that,
psychologically. He would just chew him up and spit him out psychologically. He would be in his head, in his ear, and under his skin.
Allen Iverson would beat Jordan one-on-one. Does that make Allen Iverson better than Michael Jordan? Because Michael Jordan is not keeping up with Allen Iverson.
Why did it take him 4 years?
Not one-on-one.
Not
Not one-on-one. You see the hoodie by 10.20. DM me if you're interested. Link is in the bio. Come on, man. Knock that off.
Are we keeping the sign out for the entire show? It's a bit distracting with the colors.
All right, man. I can't.
LeBron,
All right.
happy birthday.
I can't. Listen, man. I said what I said. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Am I wrong? Am I off? You know, is my thinking off? I got nothing else. All right. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you guys checking us out. If you are a subscriber, love for you. Out the Mud Gang. Definitely appreciate all 110 of you thus far. Let's keep the channel growing. And make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll get you the next video. Peace out.